Hi there and welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, I haven't said that in over 3 months. Felt so good to say that. Welcome, yeah guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who do not know me or you're still new on the channel, I am Siphokuhle Booi and this is AfroHub, an African Indigenous Knowledge Hub. So this is a YouTube channel where we're documenting African stories, where we're trying to learn about who we are as young African people, exploring our spirituality, trying to define and finding the relevance of African spirituality today. This is an African Indigenous Knowledge Hub where we're going out to find out more African stories, trying to find out, trying to redefine African stories, telling them, you know, in our own light. So yeah guys, I haven't been around for about close to 3 months now, and this is just a quick catch-up video where I just thought that I should just have this sit down where I just let you guys know where I was. One thing you must know about me though is that whenever I do a video, it always has a purpose for it. So it's not really like a lifestyle video where I'll be telling you about my life, but I just feel like what I went through, there's just so many life lessons for you to take on. And also this year, let's remember that this is the year of aligning our spiritual compass in the right direction. And AfroHub is exploring the theme of purpose and alignment in African spirituality, where we're loudly exploring our purposes and just finding out why we're here and just who we are. Let's get to it. Yeah guys, so I've been gone because I wasn't okay. So this is just my journey of, me finding myself, my journey of my own spirituality and my purpose and everything. So last year June, I went through my phase, which is what I call my phase of purpose, where I was just, purpose was just the only thing that was in my mind, and hence you were able to see you're able to see all these different interviews that I did of purpose and alignment, because it was something that I was going through where my purpose was just loud in my ears. And then now in Jan, towards the end of Jan, that's when I started not being okay, where I was just burning, right? It's like I had this burn inside of me that was just so loud and so demanding and just so painful. I don't know how to describe the pain that I went through. It was just a burn to be. It's like I just had this urge, this pain to just be. And end of Jan, I started being able to recognize the restrictions in my life, just things that were just restricting me from just being. Africa was just so heightened within me. My channel was so heightened within me. My direction was just so heightened, and I was just burning, just this desire to serve, this desire to just be. And I remember just posting, and that's the only thing I'll just ever post. What do you burn for? What is that one thing that you burn for? And that's when I posted the 2021 video where I showed you guys just like a brief summary of my journey in finding my purpose. And then we also did the video of purpose and alignment, where I was explaining to you guys, how we'll be exploring the theme of purpose and alignment. And I was like, we're going to be loudly exploring who we are. So that was something that I was now going through, where I was burning and my purpose was just very demanding. And on the beginning of Feb, I was just scrolling through my Instagram, and then I saw a post that was speaking about the Pisces season. And it says that, the Pisces season is about not having a routine and just allowing your spirit guides to lead. And I'm such a routine person. Like I schedule every minute of my day on my calendar, and something in me was just like, let's just delete, the routine. Let's delete let's just stop the routine and just be, and just, you know, allow myself to just flow like water, you know, like a fish, like how the Pisces is, you know. So I deleted my calendar, I deleted everything, and then I was just, and I felt so naked because I'm such a routine person, but I had to learn to live outside of the routine. And after, you know, I did that, I went through a quiet phase, you know, and this was like beginning of Feb, mid-Feb, where I was just, my life was just so quiet. I felt so stuck. I felt so monotonous. I felt trapped. I felt like I was in a box where, you know, I just couldn't breathe, and just physically I could not breathe. You know, there would be times where I'd get like panic attacks at home, and my gran had to like take me to our spiritual home because I cannot breathe. You know, I'm feeling stuck. And, you know, something in me said I cannot produce content anymore, you know, and it's like, it was, at the same time you can't produce content, and at the same time you're burning to serve, you're burning to, you know, to just be, and to just, because this is how I find my healing, you know, by just, this is me being, and I couldn't do that, you know, and I couldn't do that. And the only thing that was just happening, I was just in pain, you know. 4 hours in a day was just too long without me just breaking down and crying. I don't know how I survived on a daily. Living was just a day after a day after a day. I felt like my day was just such a pattern, seeing all these buildings, coming to work, you know, going to the spiritual home. Like everything in my life just felt like such a pattern that I felt like I could no longer be a part of anymore. And that's when I called my friend, you know, Mpilo, and I was like to her, girl, I'm feeling, you know, I'm feeling trapped, and I can't do this thing anymore. Let's go out, let's go on a trip. And that's when we took our trip to Clarens, where we connected with nature, and, you know, just being away from the buildings, just a change of scenery, because it's something that I needed. And that trip did so much for me. Learned so many lessons from that trip, you know, and it's like, you know, the difference that nature does to your soul, it's like, it just, your connection just becomes so heightened, and I was able to now listen properly to my spirit guides and everything. And then this is when AfroHub turned 1. So I'd have like these waves of pain, right? And when this pain comes, this burn comes, I can't do anything. I can't produce, I can't speak to people. I need to be alone. I need to start crying. I just need to be on my own. And then it would stop. And then when it stops, that's when I'll quickly produce content. And that's how I did my AfroHub turning 1, because I was in a good space in that time. And then it's like after AfroHub turned 1, things just became worse. Now I just could not do anything. Guys, like I was sick in such a way that I now needed a spiritual guide. I needed intervention because I could not do this anymore. Pain so demanding that you want to die. Like where when you see a building, you just want to throw yourself off it, because my life feels like pain. I'm in pain. It felt like my soul was just tied and I just could not move. There's just so many restrictions. There's just so many things. And I have a spiritual guide, Imboni, Uzwi'lezwe, and I'm so grateful, you know, to have access, you know. And, you know, that's when now I needed to focus on meeting with him, having consultations with him so that he can make sense of what I am going through, because all I know is that I'm in pain. I want to serve, but I can't, and I don't understand why. So I had to go through a period of, you know, just focusing on this pain. I had to learn to just accept it and focus on it, and, you know, just give it, you know, its power. I fasted, lots of fasting, and fasting is painful. Fasting is painful. I had to fast. I had to, like, so many things I had to give up, right, in this whole phase that I was going through. And I eventually got to see him. in April, mid-April. And that's why I decided to do this video, because he gave me such important guidance, you know, that I feel like, since on AfroHub we're on purpose and alignment, right? A lot of us are now going to be more in touch with our spirit guides. We're now going to be more in touch with our souls. We're now going to learn more about, you know, these people that are with us. And Imboni gave me such important guidance, and he gave such important healing. And the reason why I'm able to now sit here and, you know, be able to speak to you guys is because now I'm fine because of his guidance. He didn't have to do anything. He just had to speak to me. He just had to make things make sense. So the one guidance that he gave me, and I thought that was so important for my AfroHub community, was he first explained the relationship that we have with our ancestors, that as much as they are guiding us, we are also guiding them, and we've got this mutual relationship with them, and our purposes is basically theirs, and we just take on the baton and we carry it over. Our application in the purpose will differ because of the different times, but the essence of your purpose is basically your ancestors. He highlighted, you know, that balance, you know, that balance between being guided and you guiding. But at the same time, remember that where I am in my spirituality, I've been on this journey with my ancestors, and hence now we're at a point where I'm also able to guide them, and they're also able to guide me. You know, and Imboni, you know, what he mentioned, and he was like to me, remember that I had a white doek on that I had to wear, and if I would not wear it, I'd get a headache, right? And when you know, this guidance, I thought of what's happening outside, where, you know, we've got so many healers. You know, many people are now healers, which is a great thing. It means that, you know, we're now accepting who we are and all of that. And I won't lie, when I went to him, I was scared, because I thought that, like, what do I have to do twice? Is that what it means? What's going on with me? Because I don't understand what's going on. And he mentioned that, you know, just because you are shown, you know, it's like indwangu, it doesn't really mean that funeka uyotwasa. Sometimes it just means that there is an ancestor that is with you, that just wants, you know, you other people to know that you are not alone, you know. And I felt like that was so important. I was like, I need to say this to my AfroHub community, because we are learning now who we are learning our ancestors, and we will have dreams, we will have directions, and, you know, it's so important for us to not act on what we think or insinuate might be, and just the importance of having a guider, the importance of having someone that will guide your spirit. And that person is not just like a random person that you see on the internet, someone that you listen to and you're like, okay, I like how they speak, they probably know so much about African spirituality. But it needs to be someone that your ancestors have guided you to. And our ancestors know the real people that are supposed to be guiding us, and they know the people that need to guide them. So I just found that so important for us to find those people that our ancestors want to guide us. And after having to, of course, like, there's some, you know, sensitive stuff about my purpose and all of that, but through it all, I became so much better, and just, you know, through this quiet phase and this phase of like demand and everything, I now, and especially after seeing him, I now moved to a different phase, from a phase of purpose to now a phase of what is called the ballerina and the butterfly. right? And I'm still learning about this concept and what it means. But so far, I'm just seeing a different radiation, a different type of energy that is coming from me. Feeling like you're in the spotlight a lot and you're just attracting a different type of people. Yeah, I think that's where I'll stop. But I am back and so glad to be back. And just another thing that, you know, after having to see Imboni and then afterwards, apart from my spirituality, I also realized that with my channel, there were just some things that were stealing my joy and hence I couldn't come back. And that was directing the camera and editing. And after sorting out my spirituality, I now had to recognize that this is also part of the things that make me not want to shoot. And then I had to sort that out. And I am now so glad that I'll have, you know, someone who's gonna do all the technical so that I can focus on the creative aspect of it. So yeah, guys, thank you so much to every one of you who inboxed me on Facebook, on my Instagram to ask me where I am. I saw that people were still watching my videos, commenting on the different videos that I did, and people asking me where I am, and also just like the subscribers were also increasing. So it also made me see just the relevance of this, you know, knowledge hub and just how much it makes a difference to people and just how much African youth is actually yearning to learn more about who they are and their spirituality, which I thought was quite humbling and quite beautiful. And I'm now back and I will be committing to us continuing with our theme of purpose and alignment in African spirituality. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Don't forget to comment, to like. Also follow me on my social media pages. Follow me on my Instagram, because that's where I post like little short videos and just pictures and just, you know, more content of us documenting our spiritual journeys. So yeah, that's it from me and I will see you on my next video.